What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to this episode of G4 Outdoors. Today we're going to be doing a full in-depth review of the Tracker Targa V19 Tournament Edition.
Well, as I look up and I ask, can I please just catch a break? I got my rod and my reel and I'm headed to the lake. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. I just dream of fishing while I'm going through my workday. I listen to my boss, though he's driving me berserk. Damn it, I can't take much more because my brain is really hurting. And now the bank is always calling and I don't know what to do. And I haven't bought a crankbait since like 1992. But the bass are out there schooling and they're ready to attack. And I got all my favorite lures and they're loaded in my pack. All that stress that's in my body's always driving me insane. When I'm reeling in that buzzbait, it just seems to go away. Now you see, fishing ain't a habit, it's a passion in my soul. When I'm casting and I'm smashing all these bass that are on my pole. Now for a minute or an hour, if I'm fishing then I'm fine. I just only need a second when I'm wetting up a line. So if the weather's super crappy or you might be stuck inside, search G4 Outdoors YouTube online. But as I look up and I ask, can I please just catch a break? I got my rod and my reel and I'm headed to the lake.
Alright guys, this is a Tracker Targa V19 Tournament Edition, WT. I think that stands for with trailer.
White trash.
So when I see reviews on TV or the internet about boat reviews, most of them are done by boatreview.com. It's all done on calm water. They tell you how the boat turns. That's all they do. What I'm going to talk about today is everything about this boat within the last month that I've learned, that I've liked, and that I've disliked. Overall, I'm 100% satisfied with the purchase of this boat. Like I say, 19-foot, 150 horse Merc on it. Base price as it sits, 38 grand. All right, now as you can see, a speedboat just went by, and he's putting off some pretty good waves, probably about 2-foot swell. I'm standing up here on the gunnel. Now I want to talk about the stability of this boat. This is 8 foot wide. So the stability of this boat is impressive, very impressive. Not that I actually want to be up there anymore. Last wave is gone. But as you can see, it is very stable. And that's with a boat just coming by us. So let's go out onto the main lake, see if we can't get into some choppy water and see how it performs. So if you noticed any of that splash coming up on the motor, that's my transducer. I do need to tighten that up a little bit. It gets kicked up and causes tons of water spray. But something I was worried about a little bit when I first bought this boat was the power of the 150. Would it get it up on plane? Would it give me the speed that I needed? And it does all of that. The way that the boat is designed, pretty much all deep V's, they get up on plane super quick. I can't give you a time frame right now, and in the video before that I didn't give full throttle right off the bat to get it up on plane, but I'm 3 to 4 seconds, you're on full plane. Within 10 seconds you're up to 42 miles an hour, whatever the max speed on this. Like again, Garmin GPS shows 40, the speedometer shows 43. Go with whichever one you want. But the 150 is plenty of power. If you have the option, you might want to upgrade, but if a 150 is your only option, if this is all you can afford, I can guarantee you it's plenty of motor. With just me and Andy in here, we're running, well, again, by GPS, 40.7. We had 8 people in here the other day. It ran 38.5 miles an hour. So just the design of the boat, it's going to do the speed that it's going to do. And I can't believe with that many people in here, that's how fast it ran. But with the 150, you're going to get 40 miles an hour out of it. If I was to run up into a 225, I think that's going to cost me $8,000 to $10,000. In my opinion, 10 miles an hour is not worth 10 grand, although I would have done it. You call this a storm? All right, so the biggest deciding factor of this boat is its fishability. I don't really know the draft weight, but I'm gonna give it 1.5 feet, maybe 2 foot is how much water this boat drafts. So it is not an extreme large amount over a bass boat. It is a little deeper, but I'm gonna put the trolling motor in. Actually, I'm gonna show you how easy that is. That's the Targa. And we'll see just how fishable this boat really is. So on the 16-foot Triton that Andy has, it is a cable-driven trolling motor. With this one here, it's all electronic, and I can actually drive this one. With his, I drove around and it looked like I was in a bumper car sort of attractment. But this one right here is super easy. It's all electronic so that it doesn't hang up on you or anything. If you guys want to know about this live scope, stick around. We'll have some videos on that for sure. I would not want to spend a day out here on the water without it.
One of the other things I really like about the Minn Kota Targa on this boat, you're up here, you're crappie fishing, you're snagged, you're broke off, and you're trying to retie. You don't have time to fidget with this. Along with the foot pedal, like he said, you also have hand controls. I can turn this, I can put it on constant, I can put it on autopilot, I can get away from my little area right here, take me out here so I have time to tie up, get out of the way. If I'm on the spot and I'm on fish, one of my coolest features about this, so besides having your autopilot and your constant, you can also hit that one button and you have your anchor lock to where this boat is going to try its best to keep you right here in this GPS location. So if you're fan casting and you're catching fish, you're going to stay right here. If you're tying up, you don't have to worry about your boat drifting off. You're going to stay right here, which to me is one of my favorite features about this trolling motor, and that really improves fishability, because when I'm out on the water in my boat, when I break off, it's a whirlwind. I gotta go out somewhere else or else I'm gonna end up over here on shore. So the anchor lock feature on the Targa is pretty awesome. So right now, while we're talking about the fishability, Randy's gonna take the Targa and he's gonna take this giant 19-foot tracker back all the way to the back of this cove. Talk about fishability. Mainly your smaller John boat style bass boats are gonna get back into this stuff. A lot of people might be sketched out about doing it. We have had this boat for a few weeks now and taken it into some gnarly shallow water and have been absolutely fine. So let's get back in here and check it out.
There's one right here somewhere.
As you guys can see, we have made it to the back of this little cove cutout. There's a little cutout back here where overflood has went to and created a little pond back in here as well. But yeah, we've traveled through all these stumps and about 4 foot of water on some of it, some parts a little deeper, with no problems. And we've even been in some spots at night while trying to get on some of the flats for catfish in less than a foot of water and been able to get this boat back out with no problem. So that's one of the things I've actually been relatively impressed with about this boat, is still getting into these tight, gnarly, fishy areas with a boat this big. It's pretty awesome. So we have made it all the way back in this little flooded pool. We've been riding around in about 4 to 3 foot of water. Absolutely not a problem with the Targa, and a giant bass just jumped over there. So Randy, being a guy who doesn't fidget with trolling motors too much, for as long as you've had this boat, you've figured it out pretty quick. What do you think about the whole simplicity of the system as far as the tournament edition goes with this setup on the Tarova?
Just the Tarova itself, it's, I mean, literally with your boat, I'm playing bumper cars with trees, and I told you I'm not running it no more. But this one right here with the electronic steer, it just does what you want it to do. It's so much more, it's so much easier.
And if you guys haven't watched the video before, go watch it, because one of the other big things about fishability is the storage on this boat. I mean, look at the rod locker for the front, which is pretty much all of my stuff chilling in here: catfish, bluegill, bass, crappie, you name it. Storage options in the front, and there's also 2 side gunnel rails where Randy likes to chill in the back for whatever reason. He's got his bass and crappie set up on one side, and he's got another side over here, kind of like Ram boxes on the Ram trucks, catfish rod set up. So fishability, this thing's a no-brainer.
Now, I don't know if it was just Cabela's that hooked me up with the Humminbird Helix 7s, but I do have that one there and the one here on the dash. Now, these are connected and they both will read from each other. As far as waypoints and whatnot, I can run the down and side imaging on both of them, reading from the rear. But the front one doesn't have side imaging, so it can't show up back here. But the rear one can show up back up there. So that way, if he's up here and he's finding stuff on his graph right here, I can switch that back to my graph, and me sitting back there, I can definitely fish off of my graph just by seeing what he's seeing. But if we're ever, well, we're always running the live scope, but if we're actually fishing off the live scope, I'm up here on the front deck with him as well. And just look at the amount of room up here. The 2 people can fish up here just fine. I think he caught a fish and lost it like he usually does.
I had a 212-pound bass hit me right there at the boat, won't you tell me, dear?
So with all of the room up here, the back pads on each side, if you do get the combo series, you will get a pad right here. I didn't really care about the pad. Another thing on the combo series is this piece right here will flip over and it'll give you 2 extra jump seats right here. For me, I did not want the combo series. I don't want a family fun boat, even though I had to buy one just to appease the other half. The less seats I have in here, the less people that I have to take out and have fun with. And of course, if you've ever had a boat, you will understand that you acquire friends quickly, people you never knew. And everybody wants to come out on your boat, and nobody wants to pay for gas or clean up your boat. So that is why I say that this is just a 2-person boat. Hell, we actually encourage people to come out and fish with us, but for sure, I did not buy this for a leisure boat. It is a fishing boat. I wanted something long that could get over the chops out here on the lake. So the longer the boat, the more you're going to stay on top of those waves. With a 16-foot boat, you're actually going to be riding those waves, and it hurts sometimes. So that was really a in-depth view of what this boat can do. We're going to go out and hit some more waves. I'm not even going to say what day it is, but the boaters should be out today. There should be a lot of wakes out today. I'm not able to show how this actually handles the waves, just cutting through them and staying on top of all those waves. But not every boat has 100% pros to it. Like there are some things in this boat that really could be re-engineered. One of them, real quick, which one is it? This one right here. There's only one stabilizing bar right here. So, you know, the flooring of this boat is just a little on the thin side, and I don't know if this will even pick it up, but so the center floor hatch right here, you know, as you walk through this boat, there are some creaks, and you can see the lid denting in there, but that, what is it, a 5-year warranty on the inside, lifetime warranty on the outside. If anything goes wrong with these lids, I'm okay with putting a new piece of aluminum on top of here, stretching out some of these storage boxes, make them more usable, have more storage, because as of right now, like this storage box right here, you're limited to this space right here. But look at all of the space that's left in here. I've got 3 life jackets in there, and I can still fit 3 more life jackets under here. So there is wasted space. Like I say, one thing that I will be doing to this after here shortly, I will be putting some sea deck on there, and that's this rubber stuff, and that'll help out for our feet. I'd rather walk around on the boat barefooted than not. Cup holders, even though they are excessive, you can see how we use them for fishing gear. You're done with a lure, just throw it in a cup holder.
And something else you guys may not have noticed, for interrupting to what you were talking about at the beginning, I don't know if you just saw, but a full-size family boat pulling a kid on a tube has come by twice while we're doing this video, and you really don't even notice the wakes hitting the boat that much. It's not even, no, it's... And we're not moving, we're dead still. It's not something that you pay attention to on this boat. It's really not. It's not knocking you over or anything. And another thing that I don't like is the VersaTrack system. I do like the VersaTrack, but I don't like that Tracker's specific VersaTrack stuff is way overpriced. So well, as a matter of fact, did I even show these off? So I put 1/4-20 screws in here, and they're just lag bolts. They go in here, and it's the exact same thing as the Tracker's VersaTrack, except for the mounting hardware is different. So, you know, $23 for the rod holder, 50 cents in nuts and bolts in one piece. That's a $50 savings just on one item. So 50, 100, 200. I've saved $300 in this boat so far just by doing DIY projects with the VersaTrack system. Plus, it is always cool just to kind of make things your own, you know? Yeah, for sure. All right, so we went over the fishability, how good this is for family. Not for me, but for anybody else that's looking for this boat. It's excellent for the family. Plenty of room. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 seating positions. It holds up to 8 people. The 150 horse motor pushes this thing just fine, It's not incredible, it's just fine. So I'm gonna pull the trolling motor up here. I can see the people are actually out here having fun right now in some really big boats. So we're going to go cut some waves and see how it does, to show you how good it actually does. Let's intentionally run into some wakes. So guys, that's my take on the Tracker Targa V19 WT Tournament Edition. Again, this comes in a combo
which will give you some rear seating. I got the tournament edition, which does not come with the rear seating. And again, this is just for me and another guy to fish in. It's not a pleasure vessel. I wanted the big length so I can get over those waves so that I'm not sitting in the water swaying back and forth having nightmares about being on a sinking boat or whatnot. The windshield, fantastic. And again, this year for 2020, Tracker stepped up their game to a 0.125 gauge, not gauge, thickness of hull. Lifetime warranty on all of their hulls now. So they have stepped their game up to be very competitive with all of the other competitors. A thicker hull is just going to last you a long time. As a matter of fact, the Grizzly is 0.185. This is 0.125. A boat that cost 30 grand more than this is 0.085. So you're getting a lot of boat for your money. So I did have the option to buy another boat, and I will tell you, just base price, boat alone, was $38,000.
And I'm gonna do you guys one better. When we were looking at boats, we looked at this, we looked at Lund, we looked at whatever. The Lund in a 16 foot, the impact, no electronics, is the exact same price as this 19 foot Tracker, fully loaded electronics. More bang for your buck is here, hands down.
So yeah, sometimes you are just paying for a name, and in that circumstance, I believe that's what you are paying for. You know, you could upgrade to a different boat and get a better deck on the inside, but at what cost? At what? For $30,000, I'll put up with a couple of creaks here and there. But that is my only complaint, is the creaks on these floors and them being a little bit thin. That is all. That is all. I got a lot of boat for the money I spent on it. I'm happy with the motor. I'm happy with the way it runs. I'm happy that my wife is able to come out and join me on a boat instead of having a bass boat. We're going to be going on some trips here recently to Grand Lake in Oklahoma. So I'm definitely glad I got a bigger boat for that. I can't thank Andy enough for helping me out with the boat, with the YouTube stuff and the monetization that goes on there. Without Andy, this boat wouldn't have been possible for sure. So guys, hit the like button. If not, at least just do that for Andy. Otherwise, leave a comment down below. Let me know what you think about the new Tracker Targa. We will see you in the next one. I'm out.
Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. I just dream of fishing while I'm going through my workday. I listen to my boss, though he's driving me berserk. Damn it, I can't take much more because my brain is really hurting. Now the bank is always calling and I don't know what to do. And I haven't bought a crankbait since like 1992. But the bass are out there schooling and they're ready to